Hey everybody, Kevin Mullum here in the Office of Youth and Young Adult Ministry. Each year, the Diocese of Helena requires every parish and school to facilitate a teaching safety lesson. For those of you who've been around for a while, this is probably nothing new. For those of you who are new, I hope that you find this video helpful in sort of navigating all the resources that you're going to need. First thing to know is that this year Virtue's discontinued lessons 7 through 12. This is going to give you fewer options to teach, but honestly, it's probably going to make your life a little bit easier. All of the lessons at both virtus.org and on the diocesehelena.org site have been updated with the most up-to-date lessons. What hasn't changed is that each location is still expected to facilitate a lesson to all of their registered youth, minus those who opt out. And again, you just need to use the age-appropriate lesson for each of the 4 cohorts, K through 2, 3 through 5, 6 through 8, and 9 through 12. It's totally up to each location on which lesson they want to teach each year. Now, ideally, you would choose a different one every year so that kids are taught different content, but you have total discretion in choosing the lesson that works best for you. Now, where can you find these lessons? I recommend that you go to diocesehelena.org and start there. It's kind of a long URL, so I'm just going to show you how to navigate to it. Then, of course, I will also include links on the videos. Diocesehelena.org, Offices and Ministries. On the right-hand side, click Safe Environment, and then it's the Protecting God's Children resources, and this is the landing page. So what's on this site? You'll see some basic instructions. You also see a link to the virtus.org where you'll do reporting. And then you'll see a link to the opt-out form to send to parent guardians. It's incredibly important that you send this out ahead of time. You will need to give parents the option to opt out their young people. And our goal is that every single youth is either taught or they opt out. And if parents choose to opt out, that is absolutely okay. You just need to track that. So the total number of youth that are enrolled at your parish or school should equal the number of youth you teach plus the total number of opt-out forms. So again, our goal is to get 100% trained or opted out. Also on the site, you'll see a link to this video, and then you'll see a PDF that I put together with some basic instructions on what you need to do. On the left-hand side, this is where you will find the lessons. Again, we have 6 lessons each with an age-appropriate lesson plan. Again, you can pick any combination you want. So you could do lesson 1 for your K through 2, and lesson 2 for 3 through 5, and lesson 4 for 6 through 8, and then you could do, again, lesson 5 for 9 through 12, or any combination of that. So we don't really care which lesson you do, just that you teach a lesson and that you've recorded that appropriately. Okay, so that's the diocesan website. It's really just kind of a landing page for all the resources you need, so I recommend that you start there, but eventually you're going to have to go out to virtus.org where you'll make the report. So I want to show you how to navigate to that. So go to virtus.org. Sign in. Now, I have a few more tabs than most people do, but the important one here is the Educators tab. If you do not have the Educators tab, contact the Center for Catholic Life at the front desk, and we'll get you set up with that. Every location needs to have at least one educator in order to make the report, but the person who does the reporting does not have to be the same person who actually does the teaching. So if you have 4 different catechists, 1 for each grade, and they do the teaching, each of them can just take attendance and then get that information back to the parish secretary or whoever's going to do the report, and just the one report per parish. So again, it doesn't have to be the same person reporting as doing the teaching. Okay, so what's on this site? Under the Educators tab, you're going to find right here on the landing page, there's a couple of things. The overview and founding principles, teaching safety. This is something that you would give to teachers. It kind of gives them an overview of what they're going to be doing. Then the teaching boundary safety guide. This is something that we recommend that you give to parents. Again, you could download it and email it as a PDF. You don't necessarily have to print it, but this is something that you would give to parents. Then Virtus has put an opt-out form on here, or again, you can use the one on the diocesan website. Now below is where you're going to find all the lessons. They've kind of taken the same thing they've done on our website and put them all in one place where you can download them for each of the cohorts in English and in Spanish. Also on here, you'll see the Power to Protect 2.0. These are links to the videos that you would show kids. These are not the videos that the adults see when they're going through the training to be Virtus certified, but they have these linked. They're on YouTube, but they are private, so you have to be logged into Virtus to get them. Some parishes prefer DVDs. If you want to show them on DVD, reach out to me and I can get those to you, but it's pretty easy just to have the links right there on YouTube. Finally, let's talk about reporting. Again, just remember the person who does the teaching does not necessarily have to be the same person who does the reporting, but every parish or school must report by May. So that means you need to plan ahead and make sure you do your lesson before May so that you can gather all that information and then do the reporting to the diocese in May. So here's where you do the, under the Educators tab, click on Record Training. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just find your location, enter the data, and then in the comments, you want to make sure that you note in the comments that the lesson plans were shared with those parents, because if anyone is absent and you don't have an opt-out form, then you need to track those families down and make sure that they get the lesson plan or sign the opt-out form. Okay, so that's basically it. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And thank you. Thank you so much for doing this work. It's incredibly important for protecting our children and maintaining safe environments in our parishes and schools. And beyond that, thank you so much for just your dedication and witness of the faith to our young people. It's so incredibly important that they have people like you in their lives who are willing to share the faith with them.